thank you, Chuck. Thank you, and really, really, I want to give big kudos to Leader Schumer for getting us to this point. Thank you, Chuck, for your leadership. Certainly, the leadership when it comes to delivering on policies that impact people's lives in meaningful ways. Our great candidates that were here were able to run because of the accomplishments that we were able to achieve in a 50-50 Senate, which is not an easy place to be. And yet Chuck Schumer showed incredible leadership in pulling people together to get things done. And then from a campaign perspective, Chuck knows an awful lot about campaigns as well. And it's great to have your assistance and help through the Super PAC as well. And I also want to just thank the amazing folks at the DSCC. I'm blessed to be surrounded by just some absolutely amazing people. Christy Roberts, as mentioned, as our executive director, is without question a superstar. It was wonderful to have her leadership here as an executive director, but everybody from every position here at the DS, everybody gave their heart and their soul for this victory. But we couldn't have done any of that if it wasn't for amazing incumbents and candidates that were running. There's no question that the difference makers were the folks who were actually on the ballot, whose name were on the ballot. I was a lot more relaxed. I was not on the ballot. They were more stressed as folks who were out there fighting each and every day. And it was clear, as Leader Schumer mentioned, the contrast between our incumbents and candidates versus their opponents was significant, and the American people understood that. And they were successful as a result of that. The efforts of the DSCC, just want to highlight a couple. As Leader Schumer mentioned, we took a fairly strategic approach right from the get-go as we looked at this election, and as I looked at the election. We knew all of these races were going to be really tight. These races, many of them will be in the margin of error. I know there was a lot of chatter at the end how they're starting to tighten, and I could have all told any of you, if you asked me a year and a half ago, are these going to be tight races, I would have said absolutely they're going to be tight. So we were not surprised by that. We were following the races closely. All of our data that we were looking at was pretty consistent. We were confident we were going to win because of the quality of the candidates that were running. But we also knew that we had to have an aggressive ground operation. The way you win these really tight races is that you actually ensure that voters getting to the polls that are going to be able to make sure that their voice is heard. And so we put an unprecedented amount of resources and built ground operations in each of our key states. And the results, of course, are historic. To be able to bring our incumbents back, we'll soon bring all of our incumbents back when we win in Georgia on December 6th. But we were able to invest over $60 million on the ground, which is more than we've ever done throughout history, more than we did on independent expenditures. And it's that strategy that not only won on Election Day, but is also going to win on December 6th as well when we return Raphael Warnock to the Senate. But I want to introduce now one of our wonderful candidates, Patty Murray, who has been an incredible member of the Senate for a long time. She also knows a lot about campaigning. She actually ran the DSCC twice, which is great that she did that. Wonderful. And in the end, there was a lot of chatter about that race, but we knew that Senator Murray had delivered for the people of the state of Washington over many years.